Hello, one and all. Welcome to the Rambling RunOff Sports Podcast. I am your host, Robert Rios, as always, ready to give you the sports news you need to hear. And joining me this week for this week's podcast is my OG co-host, Mr. Danny Tan. Danny, say what's up.
What's up? What's up,
Yes.
Robert?
Yeah, what's up?
Rambling right now.
Mr. Rambling RunOff. Yeah, we're here. We're back again with another hot and ready episode for everybody to watch and mostly listen to. But thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it, Danny.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yes. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. I guess you could say some breaking news as of this recording. We're going to be talking the UFC 272 fight that just occurred this past weekend. Some NBA news. And as I just mentioned, some breaking news. The warm-up, Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And another surprising move made in the NFL. Plus, I will go over some franchise tag moves made this week as well. And then, of course, we got the rundown with a bunch of different stuff. So stay until the end. You won't want to miss it, of course. But that's what we got lined up for today. But before we get into that, of course, I want to hear a little bit from Danny. Danny, what you been up to?
Oh, nothing much. Real busy at work. Starting to hit the gym again. And not much else. I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's it.
Nice. How much are you bench pressing?
Benching? Man, I can't even find a bench in LA Fitness. I pick
how
up
much
my
are you-
weights. I go.
How much are you squatting?
I can't. I'm telling you, I can't find equipment, man. That pick is chock full of people.
Then what are you doing at the gym then? What are you doing?
I pick up my fruits. I go to an open area. I do my thing, curls. A little bit of a up down, and then I go and hit the bag.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're Mr. Jackie Chan over here.
Damn, you know what? That's racist.
That is not racist.
That shit racist.
That is not racist. All right. Did you want me to say any other famous martial artist that people would know off the top of their head? Anybody.
Yeah, we're just about to talk about UFC. You could have named anyone. You could have called me Masvidal.
No, but you're not Masvidal. You're not a loser.
Yeah. Damn, son, what a supporter.
Well, I didn't want to get there. Well, I've been swell. A little under the weather. Got a little sore throat, but I'm okay.
Good to hear.
But nothing much. Just been trying to keep this podcast rolling. I don't know if you were over to hear, but we had 2 episodes last week. Did a show with my homie Jeremy, of course. We did the MLS preview of the season preview, I should say. And yeah, it's what I've been up to. Have you watched any interesting shows or read any books?
No, I'm starting to read the book on how to fly a plane that my coworker gave me. So not super interesting, but
did you just say fly a plane?
Yeah, he's really into planes and he's trying to get me to fly. So I'm reading it's like the the DMV driver's manual to do your license.
Bruh.
But it's for flying a plane.
I mean, good luck.
Thank you.
But I don't see you flying no damn plane anytime soon.
They make you fly the plane your very first time you get in the air for a lesson.
Bruh.
That's
interesting. Are you still golfing?
Not much. The last time I went might have been almost 2 weeks ago. But I shanked everything. Hit every ball into the water.
Damn.
I just keep getting worse and worse, man.
You're a fool.
Yep.
But did you end up going? I believe you invited me one time, but I couldn't go because I was at work.
Yes, yeah. I just went to the driving range with the mutual friend of ours. Shout out Davalos. You know who you are.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, but yeah, we just hit the driving range. I'm great on the range, but as soon as we get on the grass, man, it just messes up. Everything goes into the water, into a hazard. Oh my God.
You mean like it goes all downhill?
Yeah, downhill when I don't want to go downhill, uphill when I need it to go down. Everything goes wrong.
Bruh. I mean, if we could start the sports rambling, someone else that went downhill in UFC 272 was Jorge Masvidal, as he was defeated by Colby Covington in a very anticlimactic, but from a fighting standpoint, satisfying fight, in my opinion, as these two behemoths in the UFC squared off in a, I would say, would you say a personal rivalry, Danny?
Yeah. This is like one of the only, well, not the only, but one of the best background and stories to a fight in the UFC, I think, in recent history, because they have a personal history. They were homies and they fell out. They were in the same camp, on the same team. And, there's not just a rivalry, but a little bit of a grudge in between these two fighters. Of course, you had Colby Covington, not the super heavy favorite, but the favorite going into this fight. And Masvidal having something to prove, even though he's got a better record he had a better record at the start of the fight.
He had a better record.
Yeah, that's just because he's a monster, and just the volume of fights he picks up per year is crazy. But yeah, I agree that this was a bit of a personal fight, given the history of these two martial artists.
Yeah, Masvidal wanted Colby's head, and Colby wanted Masvidal's head, which I was expecting somewhat of a bloodbath, a brawl per se. Which I would you agree if Masvidal was looking for the same thing? He was looking for a brawl in this fight.
Yeah, Masvidal, he started with his flying knee, and it seemed like he came out of the gate with a lot of energy. He used that anger basically only in the first few seconds of the first round, and it was a game of arbitration for Covington. Really just wore down Masvidal. It was like a matador, in the arena, in the stadium with a raging bull. You get him to charge at you a couple of times, and then you just wear him down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Covington's wrestling background really, really, really paid off.
Oh no, yeah, dude, it definitely did. Like, I kind of feel bad for saying this, but he literally bullied Masvidal. Like, yeah. It's like as if he was like tackling Masvidal the whole time, and Masvidal was like, "Dude, like, get off of me."
Dude, oh my! It was like he was a koala. He was just on his back. Masvidal had great takedown defense, but eventually, it's just one person has the greater conditioning, the greater cardio, and in this case, it was Covington with his wrestling background, and I think he's just a high stamina fighter. And he just wore down Masvidal, who likes to fight in bursts.
Yeah, like Covington was just like ramming his head and his shoulder into Masvidal, and Masvidal was just trying to like semi-scramble around, like, get off of me, get off of me. Yeah. But no, he was just pressing him up against the cage, the octagon. Yep. And like, I'm pretty sure if you're someone that doesn't know like technical wrestling, you'd be like, oh, like, this is boring. Like, they're just hugging each other. Well, no, he's pinning him to the ground with pure strength. And Masvidal had no answer to like get out of there. Like, no elbow, no punches would have saved him, because then Covington would just start punching back. Yeah. Because he, like I say, he was conditioned for it.
Yes. And exactly as you said, it looks like Covington is just draped onto Masvidal's back. But the entire time, both of their bodies are pushing and straining against each other. And you can see it when Masvidal tries to slip right or slip left, just to toss Covington off without having to roll onto his back.
Yeah.
Covington is grabbing on with his legs. He's shifting his weight back and forth. He's gaining control of Masvidal. He has his back already. He's trying to get him on the ground and then get hip control.
Yeah,
like it's very masterful. Yeah,
any direction Masvidal went, Covington was there to like hold on to him.
Yeah, but
that's
even
what I was like, what were you gonna say? No, you go first, Fu.
No, even outside of the wrestling and the takedown defense, Covington outstruck Masvidal. His striking was cleaner. He had a better pace. I think this is where his cardio and his stamina came in as well. Masvidal was just gassed, and Covington just. Go ahead.
I mean, I do agree he was gassed, but I don't think Covington was in there for a slugfest because Masvidal clocked him towards the end of the fight. He clocked him.
Hit. Perfect on the chin.
Yes.
And he really rocked Covington.
Yeah, he rocked him enough to almost get him to his knees. But like how you said, he was tired. If he wasn't tired, he would have jumped on his ass and just clobbered him. But like once he punched him, his like body, like he put his whole body into that punch where like he spun. Like you know, like when we go golfing, you say don't spin your body. Like he punched him so hard that he spun, and he just stood there like, oh shit, I just punched him hard, and he's looking the opposite direction while Covington's about to fall into the floor. But in that split second that he's looking the opposite direction, Covington like regains himself in that split second and regroups like nothing. But it was a good hit.
Yeah, but
it's probably the best hit out of the whole fight.
Yes, it definitely was the most decisive, the cleanest hit, and it did the most damage. But I think outside of that, it speaks to Covington's experience, his training, because
his tenacity.
He just had more stamina. Yeah, exactly. His tenacity. But he wore down outside of wrestling. He hit Masvidal with smarter strikes, but they broke through his guard here and there. He just kept up a relentless pace that really, I think, just did a lot of damage over time. And that's why when Masvidal landed a great critical hit against Covington, he couldn't chase after it and finish. So it was very strategic, I think, for Covington to keep up a relentless pace, wrestle him early, get him tired, and when the refreshed Masvidal comes back at the beginning of each round, he's still there to outstrike him, not in a very powerful, decisive way, but to wear him down.
Yeah.
As a matador does to the bull.
Like it was more strategic every time.
Yeah.
Because they would get up. Because every after every takedown, they would get up really quick, and Masvidal was getting in some good kicks. Like I think one kick kind of like hurt Covington for like a quick second as well. But once again, like he was gonna need, like going back to the initial punch, he was gonna need at least maybe another 2 of those to win this fight, to beat Covington.
Yeah. And I think Masvidal's constant kicks just to wear down Covington's legs really helped him out, because otherwise I think it would have been a huge dominating fight from Covington. Those leg kicks, every UFC fighter like kind of just walks them off and whatnot, but they hurt. They hurt like a motherfucker. And even if it feels like they don't hurt, it wears you down. You're getting a Charlie horse every time. If you're not cramping up, it just adds to the soreness, and it decreases your strength for wrestling, for stamina, and for you to utilize your legs. And even in your punch, when you're planting yourself, you're not able to deliver the body turn that Masvidal used to deliver the whacking punch to Covington.
The wacky punch, that's what you're gonna call it.
Whacking, not wacky.
Oh, I could say wacky, that whacking punch.
Because I want to say whomping, but it didn't make any sense.
Wait, what?
I wanted to say whomping. I'm trying to find an adjective, man. What are you calling me out on these things, bro?
Well, I don't know. It just sounded odd.
My bad.
But I mean,
You bring
overall,
him at the
yeah,
source.
I thought it was a good fight. It was just fairly disappointing to see Masvidal's performance. You could tell in his face and the post-match interview, he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't prepared for the wrestling, but
yeah,
I gotta do better next time."
exactly.
So it's like, bro, you used to work with this guy. I'm pretty sure you should have been studying something.
Yeah, you know he's
A
a
grappler.
wrestler.
He's
He's
a
an
grappler.
NCAA wrestler. You know it. Why did you not work on that? But hindsight is always 2020. You live and you learn.
Well, I don't think they're ever gonna give him. I don't think he's gonna get another fight with Covington. So I think that ship has sailed. I know Masvidal has been on somewhat of a tailspin recently. I think his last win was against Ben Askren, where he got that lucky shot to the head and knocked him out with his knee strike.
Mm. Yeah, that crazy knee strike. That was a highlight.
Well, it was the only highlight.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I think Masvidal is still, he's still a contender. And that's the reason, this is a title fight. You don't get to that level and hold a title at all. It's never really a fluke. And I think that there will be another fight between Masvidal and Covington if one of them doesn't retire before that.
Well, I mean, Masvidal's gonna have to do some more studying or something because that was I would say an embarrassing performance by him.
Yeah, I think it says something for him to sober up so quickly in the post fight interview to say, he out wrestled me. He admitted that it's something he should have expected, and it's something that he has to work on.
That's stupid. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Dude, I'm looking at the takedowns 6 out of 15, 40% by Covington, 0 by Masvidal, and 1 submission attempt by Covington.
Yep.
It's like, dude, you literally did nothing this fight. You had 1 good shot with your hand. It's kind of like in the movies where there's 2 cheesy things that happens in movies. Either you're Back to the Future and you get him with that 1 hit, or I don't know, think of something stupid like what's like a good one hit, or you're like Super Bad where you hit
Kid.
no, not Karate Kid, like Super Bad where you hit the guy 1 time and you're thinking like, oh, I got him with my 1 good punch, and then he turns around like, I'm about to beat your ass.
Oh, that's what you're going for.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Masvidal. He's that goofy guy that got that 1 good punch, but it looked cool and it felt cool, but you're still gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah.
You're not George McFly in this situation, unfortunately. You're like Jonah Hill or something. You're chubby Jonah Hill.
Yeah, but I think it really shows how much Covington put into the training for this fight and how much his plan, or how much of the plan that he executed probably going into this fight that he had. I think from the beginning in his head, he and his team were like, okay, this is a crazy dude who's going to come out swinging. All we have to do is bide our time, wrestle him down, wear him down, and we'll take it to decision and win. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, took it to decision. I'm like, there's no way none of these judges give Masvidal any props.
It was anything. Yeah.
Unanimous. I was like,
exactly.
Bruh, unanimous right there.
Yep.
And then it was even more embarrassing when Covington was like, good thing I got rid of the Miami street trash. Damn. Bro, eliminated that fool.
Yeah, I wish it was one of those things where, it was like a little more theatrical, the beef between them. Because you always want to see, some like nice sportsmanship at the end of it. But then again, bad blood is bad blood.
Where have you been, fool? Bro, you like boxing. Where is there's never always good sportsmanship. What are you talking about, Willis?
I know, but you hope for it at the end. That
no
respect is paid, but
No.
Damn. Bad blood is bad. That's what I'm saying, though.
Fighting. We talking about, fool. You're talking about, bro.
Hey, I'm talking about martial artists and honor. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, you're wild.
Hey, you're wild. Get your ass out of here.
Dude, I'll beat your ass.
All right, glove up then. Glove up. Let's go.
Nah, I'm good. I retired.
Next time on
Here we go again.
The podium.
He's gonna
podium show. Hour and a half. Danny Tam versus Robert Rios.
That's gonna be like our first YouTube video. Me and you backyard boxing.
That'd be funny.
Our first real video that's not a podcast. Danny Tan and Robert backyard boxing.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a minute and 30-second video though.
Because you think you're gonna win off of like 2 punches or what?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna knock you on your ass. You're gonna say stop, and then we turn off the camera.
Bruh. Anyways, besides our epic fight that we're supposedly gonna have, where do you see Covington and Masvidal going after this?
I mean, for Masvidal, it's back to training. Exactly what, like you said, he needs to work his way back up in hopes of a rematch. And Covington goes on and he steamrolls into the next fight with a lot of momentum. He's hot. He's on fire. And he just goes into the next fight. I don't know.
Well, I've been researching. It looks like people believe this win will create a path for a third Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington title fight. So we'll see where that goes. Because I know Usman defeated Masvidal as well. I think he defeated him twice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. I know Covington called out somebody. I've heard the video multiple times. I still can't tell who the hell he's talking about. Even though he does say some messed up shit to them. I'm like, bro, you need to slow your roll, dude. I know Masvidal said he was angry, but you might meet your maker. So I don't know. But then again, Covington might just be a really good fighter and people just underestimate him very easily.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way UFC is going, trash talk 24/7, get in the ring, brawl it out.
You mean get into the octagon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the wrong combat sport, sir.
It's a ring, bro. It's a cage.
It's an octagon.
Yeah, whatever. Polygon. Who cares?
Oh, my goodness.
It is a polygon.
All right, whatever, but it's an octagon. That's what people call it. Get into the octagon. I found it.
I'm tired like Masvidal.
I found it. Covington. No, you're not tired. Well, we're all tired. He called out Dustin Poirier after the fight.
Oh, man. He called out Poirier?
Yeah, he said some not very nice things about his family. So,
dude, people need to stop talking about Poirier's family, man. Leave the man alone.
I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't know if it's true or not. But is that like a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. Everyone that Poirier fights, they start talking about his wife, start talking shit about his daughter, his family. Bro, stop. If you're gonna talk shit about him. He got ugly ass cauliflower ears. His nose broken. Talk shit about him,
bruh. You don't
talk about his family.
You don't gotta call out his cauliflower ears though.
Yeah. I mean, that's every fighter. See, look at fucking Covington, bro.
Well, yeah, if you're like a wrestler, more, yeah, because you're like crashing. Like, Danny, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Greco-Roman. Yes, that's why they wear the not like earmuffs,
but ear coverings.
Yeah, the headsets. Oh, I forgot what they were called, but
yeah, but I get it. You're head to head. You
protect your ears.
Yeah, you're just smashing your skull into another guy's ears and vice versa.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be a rugby player, get your ears ripped off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
Insane, man.
But yeah, so that's what. Yeah, he was calling out Dustin Poirier after the fight and calling him out and saying not nice things. But if that, how do you say Usman? How do you say this was his name?
Usman.
Here, how do you pronounce this food? Because I always get these names wrong. Where does his name go? It's like you. Oh, the hell. Oh, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so he's the champ right now. He's the one that everyone wants to go at. So yeah. I don't know if everyone listened to the last episode. I specifically mentioned I don't watch a lot of UFC, so this is all brand new to me. I was just lucky enough to watch this fight, in which also I want to fight a specific the broadcasters of this streaming service who did have technical difficulties during the fight, and I don't appreciate that.
Call them out, man. We have no sponsors. Call their ass out.
We're not gonna call them out, but dude, they're the only one, fool. But we were watching it, and then the screen went to blue, and it said, "Sorry, we have technical difficulties. We'll be right back in a moment."
You hear that, ESPN Plus?
Oh, damn it, Danny!
You hear that? We got no sponsors, Robert. We got no stake in the game.
Come on, man. They're about to cancel us like the Pat McAfee show. Come on.
Dude, shut up, man. What are they going to take away? There's nothing.
They're going to take away our honor.
Our honor, man. We can keep posting. What are they going to do? If they talk trash about us, they're like, don't listen to this podcast. We only get more listens.
I mean, that's what happened to the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they told all the ESPN reporters that they could no longer go into his show because being on his show is detrimental to the ESPN brand.
Yeah, and guess what? It drives people. It drives the audience that direction.
They're just like, why do they care about us? We're just a bunch of idiots. We just want answers, and these people have the answers. We have questions, they have answers. Someday we'll get those people onto this show.
Hopefully.
And then we'll get like Ariel Helwani, and he'll explain all the UFC stuff because I don't know jack shit.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. We had a UFC correspondent.
That would be pretty cool. Maybe you could do that when we get big. I'll send you to UFC 3000 or whatever.
3,000. Damn, you having me try to live to what 2099? What the hell?
Well, they're not in numeric order, foo.
Yeah, I know. But 3,000. That's a crazy number.
Well, I don't know. What if we get big like in 3 years and they finally jump to 1,000?
In 3 years. No, well, you never know.
I don't know, fool. I'm just all right.
Dana White is a crazy man.
Okay, UFC 179. I don't know. Have they done that one yet? If they haven't, okay, that one. I'll send you to that one.
I'm pretty sure we're at UFC 272.
Like I said, they're not in numeric order anyway.
Yeah, who cares?
But overall, I thought it was a really good fight. I just wish Masvidal would have showed up better. I mean, really quick, what was your overall take from the fight?
My overall take. Two heavy hitters in the ring. I think one was tactical. Covington, like I said earlier, he was a man with a plan, and he walked in and he executed. Masvidal was an angry guy. He was the angry guy at the bar. And Covington was the security dude. I told him, calm down, relax. And exactly like the security guy does when someone is rowdy, put him in a pin, had him on the ground, and had him struggling. I was whispering in his ear the whole time.
He put him in timeout.
Yeah, exactly. Calm down, man. You don't want this. Calm down. You don't want this. It's just what it was.
Yeah, that's basically how the fight went.
Yeah.
But if we got nothing else to add, would you like to move on to our next segment of the show?
Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah. Speaking of rolling, we gotta keep the ball rolling and bouncing with the NBA news once again. Make another I don't know what you want to say, showing on the show. But appearance, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't coming to me. But Danny's a big basketball guy, so I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna invite Danny on, we gotta talk some basketball, of course.
Every time. I love it.
No, yeah, this is what we literally would play as kids, basketball, after school. And I did beat Danny multiple times.
Yeah, sure you did.
Consistently.
Like you would totally beat me in a fight. Put the gloves
day.
on. Put the gloves on. Post up and put the gloves on.
Are we going to play slam ball?
Slam ball, sure.
Bro.
On an 8-foot court.
Dude.
We can't dunk.
Dude, I'll dunk on you.
Yeah. You'll dunk on one of the Tyke Ikes looking little tiny Fisher Price courts.
Bruh.
That's the only one you can dunk on.
You're making a short just because you're a little bit taller than me doesn't mean I'm short. So you need to check yourself.
Yeah. 3 inches in height equals what 6+ inches in reach.
All right, fool, we get it. All right, we need to start talking about NBA.
All right, here we go.
So this is not a Lakers podcast, but man.
But we are in LA, so we got to talk about the Lakers.
Yeah, I know, but that's not the point of why I'm bringing this up. These damn Lakers, you guys got everything down on paper that makes you look good. And then we're already more than halfway through the season, and you guys are drowning, struggling to win consecutive games, losing in consecutive games. You're having to need LeBron score 50 points to barely win and to even lose at times. It's like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah. What is Frank Vogel doing? Is he putting a plan in action and it's not working? And then LeBron says, screw your plan, takes over, puts down 56 points, and then finally gets to win? Or is it bad chemistry with the team? Is the team too old? Like we said early in this podcast, when the initial trades and contracts came through, Karl-Anthony, Russell Westbrook, you got Trevor Ariza now too. You've got a lot of seasoned players.
A returning Trevor Ariza.
Yeah. A lot of seasoned players. They should have a lot of experience. And they've been playing on the court, not with each other, but they've been playing on the court, have seen each other for years. Why is it not coming together and working?
I think because they have no shooters on that team.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Melo has the potential to catch fire, but no one on the team. I think someone like Chris Paul, who all he does is, shell out dimes and is a great playmaker as a guard, combined with, LeBron is supposed to be the shooter, but he's also the big man on the floor.
Well, remember, LeBron could do a lot of things.
Yeah. But maybe even someone like Dame, who is not a super great playmaker, but is able to make the plays because of his shooting ability. Dame has already said that he's not going to leave Portland, but someone like Dame, maybe even Dame, if someone gets him to change his mind, if Magic goes over there and talks to him for 3 days and gets him to come over to LA like he did to LeBron, I think would change the game.
Well, remember, Magic was part of the organization at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
but still,
I'm saying in this hypothetical, something like that happens.
Yeah.
I know a lot of blame is going to Westbrook, and he delivered a really emotional interview after their loss to the Spurs.
Well, because they asked him, is the season over? And he's like, no. I mean, that's true. The season's not over, but it's looking very bleak at the moment.
Yeah, I think he got real emotional when I forget who the reporter was, but he brought up the comments that his wife made on Twitter defending him. Just the hate that he's getting all over. I think some of it is founded. Westbrook, he puts up numbers, undeniable.
Not all the time. Well, not recently. That's the problem.
Not every time, but typically, he scored over 1,000 points.
Russell Westbrook at the moment, even though he said
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Even though he said don't call me that, but people still call him
exactly. That. You're ignoring the emotional part of this post-game interview. He said in this interview he can't take his family to the games because even though he has 18 points in the game, he's getting booed. The crowd, even at home, especially at home games, The crowd is chanting Westbrook. He's afraid that his kids are gonna go and see the shame that is associated with his name and take that home. I think some of it is founded. Yes, Westbrook has, a bad field goal percentage. He takes a lot of shots. Most of them don't go in. It does eat up a lot of time. But at the same time, he still puts up numbers. You got to take the shot to make the shot. I think it's just a missing piece in the Lakers team that would help Westbrook take and make the better shots and eliminate the position where he has to take a bad shot to try to put up points for the team. You know what I'm saying? Do you agree?
No, yeah. You're saying he needs to try, but that's the thing. What he's doing right now isn't clicking.
Yeah.
It sucks. His downward spiral, and we're seeing it in front of our own eyes. But if I'm looking at this correctly, you're saying, oh, I scored 18 points in the game, I'm getting booed. Well, his point percentage, and I kid you not, I'm looking at ESPN stats on him right now.
Yeah, it's like less than 30 on average.
Yeah, his average is 18 points. That's the problem.
18 points.
That's
18 points is, look, he's not all-star level. That's why he didn't make it to the All-Stars. 18 points per game is still great as a player.
Wait, no, he's at 36 on the team, I think. 18.1 points is his average this season. Are you kidding me? If you're saying all these, oh, he's a great shooter.
No, I'm not saying he's a great shooter. I'm saying he's a poor shooter. He's shooting at like 36%, like barely, he's not even touching 40.
Well, if I'm looking at this correctly, it says field goal percentage. He's at 43.7.
43.7.
If I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, his 3-point percentage is also garbage.
Yes.
Free throws mid.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think the Lakers lack chemistry, and it forces players to play more individualistic. And in Westbrook's case, he takes it upon himself to try to put points up, and in the process, he drops bricks, which is a fact. He takes bad shots because he thinks he has to make shots, whereas LeBron has a higher basketball IQ and the experience to toss the ball around. Am I saying that Westbrook is still, his subpar game is worth his, $47 million contract? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if Westbrook is to stay with the Lakers, I don't think it's a terrible idea. I think the Lakers are just missing a piece to make it work with the players that they want, that it seems like they want to make work.
Yeah, I believe that's a pretty legit statement. It's just also, it's not just that he's taking bad shots. It's that I feel like at times he disappears.
Yeah, because they bench his ass.
Well, yeah.
They'll bench him because he's taking bad shots.
Not just they'll bench him. When he's on the floor, it's like, all right, what are you going to do today? And all right, you're going to do nothing? All right, cool.
Yeah. I'll say the same thing for LeBron. He disappears on the defensive end. He could basically sit down he could take a seat on the sideline and then wait until they get back onto the offensive side.
Yeah.
Because LeBron plays no type of defense at all. He doesn't go for the rebound. At the top of the key, he barely puts his hands up for anyone shooting a three. He does basically nothing. Austin Reeves, the youngest player on the team with the greatest hustle, has to work double overtime to make up for the lack of LeBron moving his feet.
Yeah.
It's not just one missing piece. I think one player could decisively change the direction the Lakers are going. But if you were to take this team and say you're locked in for the next year, I think every single player can do something to improve, which is, always true. No one's playing perfectly. Everyone can always improve. But I think every player has a flaw that is really contributing to Lakers consistently losing. And it's not like Lakers are always getting blown out. Like they did get blown out against New Orleans. They lost by 1 against the Clippers.
Hey, they got blown out and then they got blown out. I believe you were at a game recently, Danny, or something.
Yeah, I was at the first game of. I was at Lakers versus Clippers. Not last Friday, but the Friday previous.
Oh yeah, I just remember that actually. Can you tell us what and for your first-hand experience, what was wrong with this Lakers team, Danny?
Yeah. I'll say that game, the Lakers scored one three-point shot in the first half. They were 1 for 15 in the first half. Not for a lack of trying. 15 3-point attempts. Only one goes in. While on the other side, Luke Kennard was on fire. I think he had 4 threes in the first half. But in that game in particular, everyone was cold in the start. I think Dwight Howard was a saving grace in the first half. But at the end, everyone's lack of production showed up. Lakers were down by 16 at the half. And it took a lot of work to get it back up. And I think at the end of the third, they were down by 4. And then the beginning of the fourth, they were able to go up by 4. But just at that time, at the end of the fourth quarter, the lack of defense, Reggie Jackson, old guy on the team.
Dude, that was something else. He's not an animal. He's not a beast, but he's not from this planet.
No. But Terrence Mann that game did a lot. Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, but it shouldn't even have been that close. The Clippers are missing how many people?
The mastery that they put on the court was impeccable.
Yeah, with their bench, basically. With just the bench. The Clippers are missing Kawhi Leonard. They're missing Paul George. They're missing Norman Powell. And they still lost. The Lakers lost to the Clippers.
And all they're missing is AD made of glass.
Really, yeah. All they're missing is AD. But, I mean, the Lakers have also been a bit plagued by injury. If someone goes out, LeBron goes out with the injury, AD just comes back. Westbrook goes out with a small injury. AD comes back. LeBron comes back. They've had a piece missing for a long time. But usually it's AD. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But, since that game, the Lakers went up against the Clippers again, and they lost again.
But this time in more dramatic fashion.
Yes.
Which the final score was 132 to 111. I think I had checked in. It was like they were losing by like 20 points at some point. The last time I had checked. And I'm like, bro, it was like barely the third quarter. I was like, dude, this is over. There's no way. Like, bro. It's like, bro. Just stop the fight already, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers are basically locked in for play-in.
You think so? I don't know, man.
I think so. I don't think
it doesn't look so good.
I don't think Portland is coming up. New Orleans, they've got a lot of players out. They're all game time decisions, but Brandon Ingram's still out. CJ McCollum's doing great for them, but
they lost to the Spurs.
Yes, they did lose to the Spurs. But hey, Devin Vassell, the Spurs bench has come in tremendously. Devin Vassell's been good. Lonnie Walker, even though he didn't do well that game, has been doing great for the Spurs as of late. Hotel as a center, always great. But I think the Lakers I think they're just missing a piece of the puzzle. And I talked to a longtime Lakers fan at work. And, here's a strategy that he proposed, and I'd like to hear your opinion on, Robert.
Bring it on.
Give up on this year. Rest LeBron. Rest Westbrook. Put everyone who's old and who is being paid a lot on rest. Keep Anthony Davis out for the whole season. Tank this season. Don't even try to make it to the playoffs. And possibly make a move in the offseason. If it's picking up an extra player, it's picking up the extra player. If not, then it's investing the rest of the season into the bench and making sure that, just like Golden State did when Klay Thompson, Seth Curry, and everyone was out to injuries and they weren't able to make it into the NBA bubble. Invest in your young players, give them the time that they need to develop. And when you come back with your stars, everybody on the team is producing at a pretty high level. And it seems like the floor is constantly being flooded with production, even when your star players are out. I don't know. What do you think of that?
Well, you lost me towards the end, TBH, but the first part of tanking, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're in ninth. Yeah, they do have somewhat of a gap between the bottom half, those bottom teams. I don't know. I don't like the idea of tanking. A great man once said, "You play to win the game."
Okay, but take a look at this. So I think Lakers are locked in for the play-in. So they'll play either
like Minnesota or
they'll probably play
Clippers again.
Yeah, they'll probably play the Clippers. It looks like,
dude, that'd be crazy,
right? So they'll probably play the Clippers. But what happens if they win? If they beat the Clippers in the play-in, who do they go up against? They're going up against. Well, now it looks like Memphis or the Suns, right? Depending, it's probably going to be Memphis, right? Because no, it'll be the Suns because whoever wins against. I
mean, we're just speculating. It could be either. It could be either of the top three teams right now, basically.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It'll be Lakers versus New Orleans for the play-in.
Yeah.
And then they'll go up against the Suns.
Yeah.
And they'll lose to the Suns in the first round.
Yeah, most likely.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't see them beating Memphis or Golden State at all.
No. And you think they'll beat the Suns, the best team in the league?
Hey,
even
man,
with Chris Paul out?
Bro, hopes and dreams, dog. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think they should give up. I think they should still play out. Everyone on the team should be playing to stay in. They should be playing to catch up to the Clippers, even though it's impossible. They should be playing to catch up to the Clippers, and maybe even the Timberwolves. But at the same time, you risk injuring those older players who can't recover as quickly. Anthony Davis, like you said, Mr. Glass, he's injured every other game. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough decision to make.
Yeah, this is making me depressed. Can we talk about other NBA news that isn't depressing?
yeah, let's talk about all the injuries across the league.
Bruh, no, hell no. But
no, well, here it is.
All right.
There's a lot of people who are scheduling for a March return.
That's
Draymond Green.
Draymond's coming back in March, hopefully.
Possibly March 14.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose looks for a March 16 return, as well as Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Jarrett Allen is out to a broken finger, unfortunately. Really hurt my fantasy team. How dare you, Jarrett Allen? Yeah. I also have Chris Paul, which I'm very angry about.
Bruh.
But he might be back. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see. Well, that was previously. That was in February. Whatever. Michael Porter Jr., who's been out since the beginning of the season, he eyes a March 20th return. I'm very doubtful about this date, but hopefully he makes it back before the season ends. Anthony Davis is possibly back March 25th. Zion Williams, who in the same vein as Michael Porter Jr., has been out majority of the season, looks to come back April 1st. Dame Lillard, who went out for surgery, abdominal surgery, is possibly coming back in the 26th. I'm doubtful of this, but hopefully he comes back. Even if he comes back, he's coming back to an entirely new team. And I think he'll probably be taking it slow because I doubt that the Trailblazers will be even able to catch up to make it into the play-in. So it looks like even though he's coming back before the season ends, he's not coming back before Portland's season ends.
So you're telling me all these guys that are hurt or on teams are actually going to try?
I mean,
Portland,
Zion, they'll be in the play.
Portland, New Orleans. Bro, what's wrong with these damn Lakers, man? Honestly, you got here. Watch, look. All right, let me see. Michael Porter Jr. What team he play for?
He's playing for New Orleans.
All right, him and Zion gonna come back. They're gonna make it. Jared Allen, what team he play for?
He's playing for Cleveland.
Dude, Cleveland's on the rise right now. All right, what about? Well, I already know who Lonzo Ball plays for, but what about D Rose? Where are you at right now?
Sorry, I misspoke. Michael Porter Jr. is playing for Denver.
Okay, yeah. Denver is good too. What about Derek D Rose? Where he at right now?
He's with the Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks suck, but where are the Knicks at anyway? Listen, I'm trying to look them up on the. Okay,
the Knicks are
they're right outside the play-in.
Yeah, they're in 12.
Okay, they can make a push. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, what the hell? Like, all these teams are getting back their players right now. They're gonna like make hella pushes at the end. Like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, when is playoffs officially start? I think it's in April, right?
NBA playoffs 2022. They begin April 16.
April 16, yeah. I mean, even with some of these players returning, they're going to be taking it slow. Just like, I mean, Klay Thompson's been back almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
And
he's been doing okay.
He's been doing okay, if not meh, right? He's still taking it slow. I think he's maxing out at like 24 minutes with like a huge 15-minute gap or like 20-minute gap in between. He plays like the first quarter, sits out the second, goes back in the third sporadically, and then tries to finish out the game. Like these players aren't going to come back swinging. If any, we might have a couple of breakouts coming back from the injuries and playing great, like Zach LaVine from the Bulls. He came back from his All-Star injury, which I don't think was like a serious thing. And he's been doing great for the Bulls. Speaking of the Bulls, I think last time we had talked on the podcast, they were in a fight for first with Miami, but things have since changed in the East.
That is very true.
With Harden hitting the floor with Embiid and the Sixers, they've pushed to second place over Milwaukee.
A little shocking, but hey, man, trust the process, right?
Yeah, and I think the Lakers are envious of how quick those two have meshed up. But I think it's a situation, or it's a benefit of circumstance. Both of them were in places they didn't want to be, and now that there's a change, they're just working what they got with, and it seems to be clicking for the Sixers.
No, yeah, I mean they got some. No, wait, no. They got Harden. I was about to say it the other way around.
No. Yeah. And speaking of Ben Simmons, I think he was eyeing a April return, April 20th or something. But he's not out to injury. He's out for personal reasons.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Nets they really got snubbed with those trades. And similarly, Brooklyn and the Lakers were supposed to be, the top two teams in either conference.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Well, looking at their budget and their payroll, they should be, right?
Yeah, but
they should have been.
COVID still stuck around. Kyrie was like, nah. And then Harden was being a baby.
Yeah, and then Durant, KD got injured.
Yeah, and then KD got injured. I was like, all right, what we got?
Yeah, but at the other end, the Lakers dealt with injuries. They dealt with a really
but the Nets are a way better team than the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone's talking about the Lakers because a third of the team is household names.
Yes,
and there's only like 5 players that most people know on the Brooklyn Nets. But the Nets, I think you're right. Arguably, they should have performed even better than the Lakers did, and they shouldn't even be in the play-in. Like they should have a secure playoff spot. And it looks like they're a bit too far from it. And it'll probably run away from them.
I think they already kind of did. When their win record is only 33. Cleveland is at 38, 5 games behind. Um, it's going to be a hard challenge to fight them to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
You're trying to process.
I'm trying to process how
this whole season doesn't make no sense, considering we just had a bubble season and a shortened season. It makes no damn sense.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think at the end of the bubble,
there was a lot of thinking going around.
Yeah, there was a lot of thinking. There was a lot of injuries going around because of the bubble, post-bubble last season, and then this season is only 2 years out. Players are just getting back into condition. We had discussed before the season even started, we were hoping that this season would not be plagued with injuries, but it is. And I think that's just conditioning outside of COVID. But next season, hopefully, it's just short-term injuries for players here and there, which happen. Like any workplace, the NBA is still a workplace. People get injured. You rest for a couple of days and you come back. Hopefully, we don't hear any, season-ending injuries. We're possibly getting Jamal Murray back next season. Other players like Bradley Beal, who went out for surgery, he'll be coming back next season. Probably a diminished response, but players that are out for this season because of injuries will be coming back with a vengeance, I think. Hopefully better than Klay Thompson.
I hope everybody that's laying down or listening, not driving, can give a round of applause to Danny Tan for this very insightful and analytical description of the NBA season. Thank you very much, Danny.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it here at Rambling Runoff.
Thank you. And I'd like to give a pitch for DeRozan MVP, even though he's not performing great. I think there's a smear campaign against his name. I think the refs are out to get him. Ejected twice in 2 games. It's ridiculous. He was averaging almost 35 points in the last 10 games before his first ejection, where they ejected him at 31 points before he was 2 games out from beating Michael Jordan's record. I think it was political. Jordan paid him off. Jordan is paying off these refs to stop DeRozan's rise in Chicago. As bullshit.
And that concludes the NBA portion of our show. Thanks, Danny.
DeRozan for MVP.
All right. Sounds good. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're starting to wind down just a tad here, but we do have some important news to go over, which I just stuck into the warm up because why not? It's big enough to just say it out loud one time. And for the warm up, this week's topic, we got 2 big things that happened. Aaron Rodgers will be staying in Green Bay, signing a 4-year, $200 million extension. Wowzers, as they say in some places, because that is a lot of money, and because there's a lot of people like myself who believe that Aaron Rodgers was out the door because due to evidence that many journalists, I'm not going to name any names, outright said even before the 2022 season started, or 2021 season started, I should say, that he was out the door because he was fed up with the management and organization of the Green Bay Packers. But it turns out, no, we're still dealing with the Aaron Rodgers saga still in Green Bay. So it was announced, and I mentioned the show before, the Pat McAfee show. It was pretty funny, Danny. So Pat McAfee was like, I have inside sources that have led me to believe, to officially say that in Green Bay, something important is happening. But like he like muffled up all his words. He was like saying, yeah, my sources, it was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers told me to say this.
That's funny.
He's like, he just told me to tell everybody, okay, that he was telling me that he was ready. He was contemplating, and he already knew what his decision was, but he wasn't ready to say it outright And today, he was ready to say it. Oh, it was funny. The reason why he like goofed up on his my sources was because he said I have decided. He's like, I meant to say they. This person has decided their decision.
That's funny.
Yeah, Pat McAfee's a pretty funny dude. I like watching his show, but yeah, on his show, he told Pat that he well not verbally, but he literally told Pat McAfee that he will be staying in Green Bay. And dude, 4 years. Everyone thought he was either gonna move somewhere else for like another couple of years, like Tom Brady, and then retire or just retire. Instead, 4 years, dude. That's a long time, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was even contemplating retirement at the beginning of the season.
No, yeah, because what else is there? He's already. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
you want to see the man win more, but he's already won a Super Bowl. Like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Considering what were you gonna say?
Maybe it's because Brady is out, Roethlisberger's out. He's trying to say, "I'll be the last quarterback of our era to get the dub." I think that's Aaron Rodgers' play.
I mean, I suppose, but I highly expected him to leave considering the multiple fallouts he's had with management due to the fact that although Aaron Rodgers is a high elite quarterback in the league and soon to be Hall of Famer, the team itself, I believe, hasn't really been constructed well in the sense that it's too much for Aaron Rodgers to carry. I mean, yeah, you had like Dante Adams who just got the franchise tag. He's a great receiver and all, but you saw in the playoffs, this team struggled to generate any type of offense with just Aaron Rodgers. And other aspects of the team let them down in this game. I'm looking at you, special teams. So it's not like it's all daisies and roses within Green Bay still. I think we're possibly looking at a rebuilding process with this team, which now involves Aaron Rodgers, which is why he's sticking around for 4 years.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's the same thing. To play a parallel to what we just discussed. I think it's the same thing that's happening in Portland. These big teams that are surrounded by one player that puts up outstanding stats, but maybe their supporting players or the players around them, something's not meshing well. The organization needs to, I think in this case, you're right. They're going to go all in on Aaron Rodgers and rebuild so that he gets a better team or the team that he wants. Hopefully with him and not for him. And then he'll be stuck in the same position where he doesn't agree with the decisions that the management makes. And hopefully it's not like a miserable 4 years for him.
I mean, hopefully not. You would have to say they're going to go all in. Like, a lot of people also on the internet bringing up, like, well, what about Jordan Love? What is he going to do? Well, he's going to have to wait. That was like another debacle. Like, why do they wasted a draft pick on a backup quarterback? That was like one of the main things I saw as an issue with Rodgers and the Packers. It's like he's trying to win for you guys, but you guys give him crap in return.
It could also be the case that the franchise is trying to invest, in their next quarterback. Maybe they're just using Aaron Rodgers as, the informational treasure trove that he is, or the treasure trove of experience, and they want him to pass on all that he knows and all of his techniques to the next possible all-star or not all-star.
Daniel, what you have to remember is that this wouldn't be the first time that the Packers screw up having a franchise quarterback and having him disappear. That's the issue. That's what happened with Brett Favre. They didn't want him no more. He wanted to stay, and they screwed the pooch, considering he took a lousy Minnesota Vikings team to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So
right.
It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you can't screw this up again.
Yeah, but sounds like from what you're saying, they are.
Well, they didn't because they signed them back, but I don't know. It's an odd decision for, in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see how it pays off.
Yeah, and I mean, this wasn't the only breaking news of the day in the NFL world, Danny.
Tell me more.
Up in the Northwest, Seattle, Washington, the Seattle Seahawks traded Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. What the hell? That makes no damn sense. Russell Wilson, another Super Bowl winning quarterback with another somewhat similar situation as Aaron Rodgers, trying to get a good team built around their offense with their QB. I don't know. This kind of came out of nowhere as well in the opposite sense, as in they were never going to let him go. He was going to go nowhere. Wilson said he wanted to stay. Pete Carroll, the head coach, said he was going to stay. And then just out of nowhere, oh, yeah, we're going to trade him. What? That makes no sense. So they agreed on the Broncos agreed to trade QB Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2022, number 9, and in 2023, and a 2025th round selection to the Seahawks for Russell Wilson and a 2022 4th-round pick, per sources. So the Broncos gave up a lot to get Russell Wilson. So, as I mentioned, history may or may not repeat itself, similar to Green Bay, because you remember the last time Denver got a QB, for a Super Bowl winning QB from another team?
Yeah, they had Manning.
And what did Manning do?
He won a Super Bowl.
You damn right he did. So this is either going to really help the Seahawks or really hurt the Seahawks. And this is either going to really elevate the Broncos or we don't know what's going to happen with the Broncos now. But that AFC West division is stacked now.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute crazy race.
Dude, probably because I think in the AFC West you got Derek Carr. Who's the dude from San Diego? I'm forgetting his name. Oh, dang it. You got Derek Carr. You got Patrick Mahomes. Now you got Russell Wilson. It's like, dude, what the frick? I'm forgetting the dude from San Diego. What's his name? I know you don't know.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
But yeah, dude. 4 franchise QBs in one division. Well, kinda. I feel like one of the dudes isn't all that. Oh, Justin Herbert. Yeah, I think Justin Herbert's like the odd man out here. Derek Carr, yeah, he's been on the ups, but he's still recovering. So you got 2 franchise quarterbacks and then 2 up and coming quarterbacks. How about that? How's that sound?
Oh, okay.
Look, this is what you got. Look at this. This is what you got in one division.
I mean,
this makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a tough AFC championship.
Dude, just for the West, fool. And then also, how the hell is Kansas City in the West? I just realized that today as well when I was looking at that post. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
I mean, how is Memphis in the West, you know?
I don't know, bro. You tell me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Wilson news was more breaking or more telling just due to the fact that, like I said, they were saying he was never going to go anywhere. You know, Wilson, who on multiple occasions, and I was lucky enough to hear him speak on his podcast one time for an article I was working on, say to, I think, Ken Griffey Jr., I want to be a Seattle legend just like you. Bro. And it's like, bro. Like, dude, it hurts. It kind of stings. Honestly.
Damn.
Because, you know, I think it was the 2020 season. Dude, he was on fire that first half of the season. He did dip down in quality, but he was good. He's good. He's a great quarterback. But it just kind of it does irk that he will no longer be a Seattle Seahawk. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he likes his new home in Denver.
The NFL, wonderful. But that wraps up the warm up. Are you ready for the rundown, Danny? Don't worry, Rama's done today. I know you're a little tired.
Let's sprint through this thing.
Let's do the damn thing. So in the rundown, just to let everybody know, the MLB lockout is still going on, but supposedly
like every year.
Supposedly, the league has met some how would you say, some demands, or supposedly, allegedly, that the league and the Players Association have made some progress, as in they've agreed on some sort of a pitching shot clock, or throw clock, I should say, pitching clock. Some money demands, but then again, these reports may or may not be true. So we would just have to wait and see until a deal is officially done. And more rumors are swirling that they will postpone more games just due to the fact that they can't get a deal done right now. Danny, I know you don't watch baseball, but can you give us your quick opinion on this?
This happens every year, man.
Bruh.
I don't have an opinion on it. It happens every year. The lockout, I think the last time it lasted a while was like...
What happens every year? A lockout in the MLB? You're tripping.
Yeah, dude. It seems like it happens every year. You know, the organization needs to restructure if everyone in the organization has a problem with it in the off season. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's not uncommon. Like, it's not news that breaks me. It's like, oh my God, the MLB's in a lockout. Like when the NBA went into a lockout, or the players went on strike, it's a huge thing. You know, it almost never happens, but you know, MLB, it happens like every other year. What do you want? Yeah.
Would you say baseball is dying?
Yeah, I would say the MLB is killing itself. That's what I would say.
Bruh, as I know you're not a baseball person, but it's kind of shocking that you share somewhat of the same feelings as a hardcore baseball fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a third-party observer. I can see it from the outside.
Bruh.
I got keen eyes. I got eagle's eyes.
Bruh. Baseball's dying because of you.
The MLB is killing itself.
Bruh. But thank you for that insight. Also, in the rundown, AEW just hosted its annual pay-per-view Revolution. It was great. I got to watch some of it as well. CM Punk picked up the win over MJF in a dog collar match in which there was a face turn by one of MJF's companions who betrayed him and helped CM Punk pick up the win. It was pretty funny, Danny. At some point, MJF, the guy CM Punk was fighting,
yes,
he cursed on live, cursed on live pay-per-view, because all you hear is "Give me the fucking mic." Back to shades of I'm forgetting his name. Oh, Scott Steiner, when he did it in the WWE one time.
Yeah. I mean, it's also pay-per-view.
No, yeah, I know.
They can do whatever
they still kind of, yeah, I know, but they still kind of hold back. But
yeah,
they do some curse words, but not like that. But so he shoves the mic into CM Punk. He's like, "Tell everybody how you quit on me." And Punk, "Eat shit, Max." While he's bleeding profusely.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But yeah, it was a great match. CM Punk gets his revenge. Adam Page defeats Adam Cole in a very screwy AEW title match, in which Adam Page was doing some heel tactics, which was interesting. And then one of the other interesting matches of the night was Chris Jericho going up against and now I'm blinking and I wrote it down. Why am I doing this to myself? I know, Danny, you didn't watch this because you don't even know what AEW is.
I know what it is.
What is it?
AEW, American Entertainment Wrestling.
All Elite Wrestling.
Damn it.
But close enough. I'm forgetting. Why did I write this down? I'm an idiot. Because I thought I was going to do it on the fly, and now I can't do it on the fly. You see what happens when you try to do...
Jericho fought Rey Mysterio.
No, he didn't fight Rey Mysterio. He fought... I don't know why I'm forgetting. Oh, Eddie Kingston. Why am I forgetting? See, this was the whole point of the match as well. Chris Jericho was trying to prove the point that Eddie Kingston was a nobody, in which he's like, "You're a jobber. I thought you were cool, but when I first met you, you're just a lame fool." And now I think Chris Jericho is a full heel, as in, here's your chivalry / respect. Jericho said, "If I lose, I will shake your hand and apologize." And Eddie Kingston put his hand out to shake his hand, and then Chris Jericho took back what he said and just walked out of the ring.
Damn.
There you go. There's your respect. Actually, but yeah, that was some highlights from the AEW pay-per-view. In soccer, of course, we have Champions League. The second legs are going on right now in March. Just to talk about some games real quick. Bayern Munich defeated FC Salzburg. I don't even know what the end aggregate was, but they beat them the other day 7-1, which is, I think, the second or third time they've beaten a team by 7 goals. So Bayern always brings it in Champions League, apparently. And then in the other game, which was like whatever, Liverpool defeated Inter Milan 2-1 on aggregate. Milan won the game 1-0, but Liverpool already had the 2 goals in hand, so they weren't tripping. And then Danny, guess what month we're in now?
March.
And guess what time it is?
It's close to April showers.
Oh, I hate you. It's March Madness time, baby. Woo! So yeah, if you're listening to this, I believe by Sunday, March 13th, we should be in tournament time. So make sure you start getting your brackets ready. A lot of the college conferences are having their championship tournaments right now. So at the moment, I don't know who's winning what right now because it's always a crapshoot at the end. But hey, if you love college basketball, make sure you start getting your brackets ready. I know me and Danny are probably going to do something. So yeah, March Madness, baby. What's up? Get your brackets ready. Make sure, hopefully they don't bust, bro.
Yeah, like 90% of brackets, they're bust in the first round.
Bruh, that is true. But yeah, Danny, is there anything else you would like to add?
Before we end up, I know we're a sports podcast, but you know, our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to the people of Ukraine. Hopefully, this conflict is resolved and Russia backs off. So if you can, if you're able to help the people of Ukraine, please donate to your charity of choice. And yeah.
All right, thank you, Danny, for those kind words at the end. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I thought you were going to say something.
You got up to the mic and you're about to say something, but I guess not. But yeah, thank you for those kind words.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I believe that's the end of our show for today. Let me see. I don't know why I'm blinking up towards the end. I am very tired myself, but yeah. Thank you for listening to Rambling Runoff.
When we do the outro.
Wait, no, I want to do the outro. No, I gotta do the outro.
Fine.
It's my show. We're gonna do it live.
Be about rapping.
Bruh. Anyways, thank you for listening to Rambling Runoff. If you're listening and / watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe and like button. I really appreciate it. If you're listening on Spotify, please give us a 5-star review, please. It's brand new. Please leave a review. 5 stars. Thank you. Apple Podcasts, same thing. Leave a review. What other podcasts? Anchor, Overcast. Thank you for listening. If you want to hear more of Rambling Runoff, you can find us on Twitter at @OffRambling, on Instagram Rambling Runoff, on TikTok as well at Rambling Runoff. Danny, where can they find you on the socials?
Just at Twitter at Danny Tangent.
And you can find me at Robert RRY on Twitter as well. And for Danny Tan, thank you for joining me today. I am your host, Robert Rios. You're listening to the Rambling Runoff. We will see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.